my wife says to me the other day, I go, man, one thing that's really interesting about having this knee is I've never had surgery and I've never had like a severe injury before. I was like, I've always been curious what this kind of pain would feel like. And she goes, that's so weird. And I was like, I don't know. I've just always been curious about this pain. I remember going through my divorce and being in trial for the first time and thinking, oh, this is so interesting. It was really painful, but I remember thinking, this is fascinating. This is truly fascinating.
You a Star Trek nerd at all?
I can be. If you want to stay, I can go to level 2.7 out of 10.
Okay. I mean, I can hit about 5 or 6.
All right.
But you remember the robot Data from Next Gen, right? He gets his emotion chip. And that's one of the, I think his first thing he does, he drinks something. He's like, this is disgusting. He was like enjoying like negative emotions because he'd never had any emotions before.
Yeah, I think that's totally possible. So like I remember I was doing when I was talking with an AA sponsor, and we were talking about reasons that I used to drink. And there was all the classic ones of like shame and frustration, anger, whatever. Mm-hmm. But then he goes, did you ever have something amazing happen to you? I went, yeah. And he's like, what'd you do then? I was like, well, I drank because it was awesome. You see, you couldn't even enjoy being happy. You were so addicted that you couldn't experience any emotions in their pure state. Every emotion had to be altered because you couldn't handle a single emotion.
Like a good thing happened. Let's celebrate with a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah. Like that. A bad thing happened. Let's go drinking. Oh my God, I have a friend with me. We should have a drink. All emotions. I was incapable of feeling a single raw emotion. So since I've been sober, every time I experience an emotion in its raw state and I don't drink, I'm always like, oh, hey, that's an emotion.
Yeah, that's what that feels like. Remember being a kid and being excited about things and not having to get drunk?
Yeah. And so and so now it's like I'm coming to learn how to experience some of those negative emotions, not as negative emotions. They're just another emotion, and you can be as interested or not interested in that negative. Like I remember, whenever I get depressed or feel depressed, one of the things I like to do is I like to hyperbolize my depression. I think it's funny.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So I go, man,
troll yourself essentially.
Totally. I'm like, man, I feel sad right now. I feel so sad. I feel like a guy who, doesn't have a girlfriend and just saw his puppy die and just got fired. Sad. I don't know. Yeah, I feel sad about the fact that I don't know. And, maybe I should just go have a Big Mac and give myself severe diarrhea, because then at least I'll be in pain and not quite so sad anymore. And by the time
wait. Is giving yourself diarrhea by eating like 3 Big Macs? Is that the male equivalent of cutting?
No? It could be, but like by the time you're
control in my bowels.
Just like, okay, maybe I could just be sad, and that's okay too. Like, because if you can't be happy being sad, then you can't be happy being happy.